microorganism. Fickle things. They're so small you can't see them with the naked eye. Hence the prefix micro. But what are they? How many are there? How diverse is their ecosystem? And how do they contribute to the greater domain that is life? Today we discuss about the diversity of microorganisms. Watch this video to get a different take on the things we cannot directly see. So far so good, so let's keep watching. See ya.
Observe. Watch how they flew from one place to another. Lovely to look at, seems difficult to hold, but truth is, we're actually holding it right now. They're everywhere. Microorganism or microbe is what you call it. It's the general term for small living beings. It can mean the cell in your body to keep it in working order, or the viruses that threaten your organ systems. Clearly, there are many types, but how diverse are they? Before we get into it, we need a quick briefing on two types of nucleic acid. DNA and RNA. As we know, DNA stands for
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Likewise, RNA is
Ribonucleic acid.
From English class, we know that the prefix "de" means to take away something, like going from increase to decrease. In short, DNA is a double-stranded molecule, while RNA is single-stranded. DNA contains
Deoxyribose.
the other has
Ribose.
It might seem like little differences, but the small divide give both very different tasks for the body.
DNA is a storage unit. They transfer and keep your genetic material for future changes. RNA codes your genes, meaning they change it directly now, not later. Let's put it bluntly.
All of life is divided into three groups or domains. Those are archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. The three of them don't look very different, but they all have their own unique functions and organic composition. To find out more, let's begin analysis.
Let's kick off things with bacteria. Bacteria, otherwise known as eubacteria, are the most common prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells or prokaryotes are unicellular and do not have an obvious nucleus. Bacteria are typically heterotrophs, type of organism in the food chain that gain energy by photosynthesis, and thus harvest nutrition from animal and plant matter.
They are one of the most primary causes of death all around the world, but they also serve as antibiotics and food digesters in the stomach. A unique feature they have that the other domains don't have is in their cell walls. Their casing contains a protein molecule called
Peptidoglycan.
composed of sugars and acid. This particular combination serves as a very effective casing for bacteria. Hence why eating a lot of sweets makes your body less healthy, because the sugar adds more protections to the bacteria.
Examples of bacteria are cyanobacteria and E. coli. Archaea is another interesting domain. Like bacteria, it is prokaryotic. Unlike bacteria, however, they do not have
Peptidoglycans.
Strangely, this domain is not sensitive to medicine against bacteria. Instead, it is sensitive to medicine against eukarya, more on that later. Archaea often live in extreme conditions with temperatures high and low because their cell structures contain membranes that are tougher than the other domains. Thus, they are more stable and are overall much more resilient to cure or get rid of. Unlike bacteria, archaea are typically not heterotrophs. Instead, they are lithotrophs, a type or organism that obtains energy from inorganic compounds like sulfur, iron, or hydrogen. It is basically any inedible element. Examples of archaea are methanogens and halophiles. Eukarya is the last and one that can be explained quite easily. Unlike the others, eukarya isn't prokaryotic. They are eukaryotes. No pun intended, which are the opposite of its counterpart. While prokaryotes are unicellular, eukaryotes have many cells. Two main differences between eukaryotes and prokaryotes are if there are organelles and an apparent nucleus. The former has both and the latter has none.
Eukarya is the domain we're most familiar with. They are the cells that comprise the four kingdoms of Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. As their name suggests, plantae are plants, animalia are animals, and fungi are fungi. Protista are microbes that don't resemble any of the three, actually looking much more similar to the other two domains.
So we got the three domains reviewed and studied. We've covered the basics for each and got into some intricate details with them. So far, so good. Analysis done.
Let's finish off with an end comparison between bacteria and archaea. Bacteria and Eubacteria is a prokaryotic domain, meaning that it is uncellular and without organelle. The cell walls of bacteria contain peptidoglycans, or protein with sugar and acid that helps the bacteria keep itself together. They are heterotrophs, gaining nutrients from animal and plant matter.
Archaea or Archaeobacteria is a prokaryotic domain as well. Their cell walls contain tough membrane structures, which allow them to live in harsh conditions. They are lithotrophs, gaining nutrients from inorganic materials like iron.
Microorganisms have been around Earth for so long. After all, 80% of the entire world's history is just them. With such variety, which is furthermore divided into smaller examples like E. coli, who knows what the future holds in store for tiny organisms? Perhaps in the far future, we'll learn even more about the divide between these microbes. What could change? What will stay the same? Could we use advanced engineering to create our own? Sounds like a story to tell. But until then, let's learn more things in the nature of Sianja.